Okay, so I've had a lot of requests for people wanting to see what I'm talking about when I say I'm stacking books now. I've actually had to start a second stack over here, but that's nothing. This is the Big Daddy. Look at this. This is all stuff that needs to find a home on my shelves. And well, I mean this is just, double deep here. Look how much, it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. And if you just look over at my shelves, they're full. They're full. And that's all stuff that I want to keep. There's nothing I want to get rid of off of there to make room for all this. So, now that you guys know where I'm coming from space-wise, let's go ahead and talk about those books from May of 2022. It's going to be fun trying to fit some of the stuff in. And you know what fits really easily, guys, is digital purchases. So let's go ahead and open this up by talking about some digital purchases. Because what do I always say, guys? They count, right? So first off, I went ahead and picked up the last book in the Greenbone saga via digital. Now, I got these first, and then I actually got the two paperbacks. Well, Book 3, Jade Legacy, does not come out until September. So I obviously want to complete that set, so I did not get that one obviously on physical yet. So I'm starting to read that over the summer. So I need to make sure that I had the third book there because I'm going to be, I think, I'm July, August, September. It comes out sometime in September, but I want to be able to start when I want to start. So I went ahead and said, why not? Let's go ahead and pick that up on digital. Next up, if you guys did catch it earlier this month, I did talk about the Warlord Chronicles by Bernard Cornwell. Now, am I saying his name right this time? Bernard Cornwell? Who knows? Someone will always tell me I'm saying his name wrong because I say it the American way, which is wrong. But anyway, I did really like the Warlord Chronicles, and I already had Saxon stories, but I went ahead and picked up this 4-book series called Grail Quest, which I believe is based around the 100 Years' War. Now, I've only read Warlord Chronicles, but I feel like this is the guy that's going to do historical fantasy, historical fiction, the way that I want to read it going forward. So I took it on good faith that this was as good, because a lot of people tell me they think it's even better than Warlord Chronicles, and if that is the case, well, I think this might just become one of my new favorite authors, and he's 3 for 3 for me so far, so why not? Next up, an author that you've heard me talk about quite a bit on this channel, my main man, Mr. Christopher Rocchio. I did go ahead and pick up his digital version of Tales of the Sun Eater Volume 2. Always want to help my guy Christopher out. There is not a harder working man in the sci-fi community right now, I don't think, than him. And he put this out. I was hoping that he was going to put out a physical version of it like he did with Volume 1, but I believe that's going to be something that comes a little later. But again, like I said, I want to go ahead and pick that up and help the man out. And I hope you guys will help him out by checking out Sun Eater because, guys, it's awesome. And then last up, another author that I like to help out. And I'm going to be talking to both Mr. Rocchio and Mr. Durfee here pretty soon. I want to talk about my good guy, Mr. Brian Lee Durfee. Now, I already have his first 2 books in hardcover. We're going to be reading those this fall. And I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of reading in bed, and I don't want those books smashing me in the face. So I said, you know what? I don't mind helping Brian out, give him a couple more purchases, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up his 5 Warrior Angels books. This is Forgetting Moon and Blackest Heart. If you ever watched his YouTube channel, you know the names of those books by this point, because he will let you know the names of those books. But those were the digital purchases I went ahead and picked up. And yeah, great stuff on the horizon, guys. Like I said, we're going to be reading 5 Warrior Angels this fall. We're going to be reading Greenbone Saga this summer. It's just going to be a wild time on the channel. Let's go ahead and move along to some physical purchases. I didn't treat myself as well this month, but I did go ahead and get a couple of nice things. I think last book haul, I talked about getting Live Ship Traders by Robin Hobb on paperback, because I was like, look, I got those beautiful illustrated editions. I don't believe they're going to do the entirety of the Realm of the Eldlings all in this illustrated edition. So I went ahead and started getting these UK Harper Voyager paperbacks because they're way prettier than the United States version. US versions, guys, they have like this awful, like, I don't even want to talk about those covers. They're just ugly. But what is not ugly is these ones from Harper Voyager. So I went ahead and continued getting those. This is the Tawny Man trilogy, which comes after Live Ship. This is going to be the return of Fitz and Night Eyes. Well, Fool's Fate, The Golden Fool, and Fool's Errand. I love how gorgeous these editions are. They feel almost like parchment, like matte parchment. It's really cool. And they got like the golden embossed lettering here. That's like glossy. It's really nice. It is really nice. Like foil. Not glossy, it's foil. It's really just gorgeous editions of these books, guys. And at this point, I'm just like, I hope that the books are as good as these covers are because they're just so nice. I'm pretty sure, guys, that I just had a hiccup with Assassin's Quest. I'm going to end up loving everything that I read by her. I am confident in that. Enough people that I trust really, really love these books. So I am taking that on good faith and buying these slowly because they aren't cheap, these versions. And the shipping is usually not free to the States. So, yeah, there is that. But I am looking forward to returning to the realm in 2023 is when we'll be doing live ship. And, I really love that. Who knows when that one will be coming down the pipe. And another one that I got was just because I get so many recommendations for this one. And this is Roger Zelazny. I always want to say Zelazny. Zelazny, this is the Book of Amber. This is all 10 of them. 10. Now, I don't know if that's all of them, but it says the complete Chronicles of Amber, the complete Amber Chronicles 1 through 10. First, I didn't know that these were this short that they could fit them all in one collection like this, but that print is pretty tiny in there. But I know nothing about this author. I know nothing about this series. I have no idea if I'm going to like it. I have nothing to go off of here. It's one of those things that you go to my top 10 fantasy videos that I keep making, and I just did my update for that, and all the people are, oh, I can't believe you don't have Zelazny on here. I'm like, well, I haven't read them. How can I put them on here if I haven't read them? So hopefully someday I can fix that. I don't know if this falls into like the Eddings thing where people think I won't be able to enjoy Eddings now, reading Eddings at this point in life. I might not enjoy it because it's something you had to read when you were younger. I don't know if this applies to that or not. So I'm just strictly going off of feedback from you guys on this one. But it was just too cool of an addition for me really to pass up. It's just really, really nice. And yeah, huge. So we shall see, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the stuff that some publishers sent me this month. Now, I don't know which one of these really are coming directly from the publisher, which ones are coming directly from the author. So I've kind of tried to separate it that way. But if you are the author and you actually send it to me individually on your own, I do apologize. Now, guys, I don't know very much about these. Obviously, like usual, I will drop a link down below if you want to look them up on your own. I always say I don't really have the time really to read any independent authors right now, but if they want to send me anything and I can get them a shout out, I have no problems doing that. So that's what I'm doing here. This first one is Toxic Effects. What was the author's name? Joel Shulkin. And this one was from Blackstone Publishing. And again, like I said, I don't have very much to add on these things, but I do encourage you to look them up and see if there's something that will be interesting to you. This one is called Ledge. Stay the Frost, Watch the Chasm, The Cold is Not Alive. This one comes out in September. This is by Stacy McEwen. It was actually sent to me by Angry Robot, a publisher I've never really heard of up to this point. But wait, there's more when it comes to this book here. I also got a copy from Penguin Random House. So apparently they're very, very excited about what Miss McEwen is actually writing here. And here's the thing. If I recall correctly, I believe that Stacy McEwen is a very popular book talker. If you guys know what book talk is, it's kind of like a booktuber, but it's really, obviously they do really quick, 10, 20, 30-second videos. And they're way too hyper for me. I tried book talk, guys. It was way too hyper for me. I felt like old man shakes fist at cloud on there because I was like, why are you guys acting like this? Anyway, she's apparently they're very excited about this. But hey, live your dream, guys. Like I said, look, she started as a book talker. Now she's a published author by Penguin Random House. That's a big deal there. So I don't know where the mix-up came. Maybe for all I know, maybe the publisher sent me one and maybe she sent me one herself. I have no idea, but I did get 2 copies of this. So guys, if you're looking for one, hit me up. I would love to just share that with you. And then I got a batch of books from Baen. Baen Books always does send me a nice little mailer each month. I don't want to go into each individual book, so I'll just kind of show you briefly. They are a very, very popular sci-fi publisher, and they have some really, really great stuff. I think their biggest author there is Larry Correia. And I didn't get any Larry Correia books this month, but I did get some more David Weber. I think that seems to be one of their bigger ones. They get a lot of David Weber ones here to me. And then, of course, Michael Z. Williamson. And, here you go, guys. Here you go. Thank you, Baen Books, for these awesome, awesome things that you continue to send me. Now, I want to talk about one that isn't exactly a publisher, but I had nowhere else to put it. Michael over at this site called Bookmarkies wanted to send me some of these pretty interesting little bookmarks here. So you can see it's right there. And I want to use this one as an example of how this exactly it works. Now, I'm going to link this below so you can check these out for yourself. But what it is a multi-place, I guess, bookmark holder. I already put it in there now. It's already like jammed on there. So what you do, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt my books. This will not hurt your books. I promise you, it will not hurt your book. So it's got a little peg like this. Now you just slip it right onto the book spine, like so. Okay? Sits there like that, and then say you want to mark a place so you can go back to it, reference later, and then you want to use another one for where you're at right now. So there, you got a multi-spot place to put your bookmark. So I think that's a really neat idea, and look, like I said, I promise it will not hurt your book, so you'll be quite fine with that. But I'm going to drop a link down below. He actually has probably a better way on the website he has of showing you how to actually do this than what I just did, because I'm not really great at that. But I will vouch for that it is really, really cool, and I want to thank him for sending those to me. It's very cool. He sent me a nice array of colors to use on my trade paperbacks. I love reading the trade paperbacks like on the desk, and I think that'd be a really great place. If you're like me and you have you want to go refer back to a glossary or a dramatis or something like that, I think that's really cool to have the multiple place bookmarks. But let's go ahead and move on to some stuff from a couple of authors. I know this did come directly from the author. This one is from Kedon Peterson. This is 2084. Now, I assume this came directly from the author because this one had no note. Usually they've got, these sheets in them that tell you who they are from. This one came without anything in it, so I assume that this one came directly from him there. And then this one is from Dustin Porta, and it is a card game called Paper Bag Dungeon. And I haven't actually played it, but my kids did. And basically, you're like, imagine if you're doing a campaign on Dungeons and Dragons and you want to create your own dungeon. You can do that with this. I think it's a really neat idea. Again, I'll drop the link down below. He's got a really cool YouTube video on his website that shows you how this works. And my kids were having a good time with it, and I had to take it back from him because I don't want you to destroy it before I'm able to show it for my book haul video. But Dustin, thank you. Kids are enjoying this. My kid actually had it, and then he had his Link Legend of Zelda figure that he was using on it. So he was crawling a Zelda dungeon with this game here. So very, very cool stuff. But let's move along, guys, to some things that some viewers sent to me this month. Okay, now this first one is rather unique. I think I'll let it speak for itself. I know sometimes white doesn't show up too well. Anyway, this is a book called Flush Boy by Stephen Graham Jones. And it's so weird that people on the Discord were talking about this recently. And Patrick decided he was going to send me one. His note actually said this book is beautiful. And you know what? First, I want to take this opportunity to say that I owe Patrick an apology. We had a big mix-up on the Discord. Some things got taken out of context. And I acted like a fool. And I didn't take the chance to really apologize. So I want to make sure I do it publicly here. So, Patrick, I hope you will accept my apology and my thanks for this very unique book. So I have no idea what to expect with this book. I don't know if it was just a running joke on Discord or if he's serious, if this is actually a really good book. I don't know anything about the author, really. I forget there was some other, I think it was Velvet Chain? No, that was a movie on Netflix. There was some Chainsaw something book that I think that he put out that people were really talking about there for a while, but I might be way off on that one. But as far as this, I have no idea what to expect. But thank you, Patrick, for the thought. It's very, very kind. And then Randy, actually, he tried to send this to me twice. So, Randy, I owe another apology here. The P.O. box that I have, sometimes stuff gets dropped off at the wrong place, and some people just, if they get the wrong thing, they don't return it. I've gotten the wrong thing in my P.O. box before, and I've returned it. But sometimes people don't do that. So he had to send this to me twice. So I do apologize for that. Out of my control, really. But he obviously loves him some Manifest Illusions by Michael R. Fletcher. His note actually said he feels like that these are the closest thing to First Law for him. So that's always an attention getter from me. And yes, he did reference Simply Read, which is Mark over at Simply Read. He actually has been pushing these on me for about a year and a half now. So it's obviously something that is on my radar. I just don't have it on the schedule yet. But yeah, I am very excited to eventually do that because I think it was Mark Lawrence a while back had a grading system where he graded how grimdark he thought stuff was, and those rated the highest. So that's a very, very interesting sales point there, that these are the most grimdark of the grimdark out there. So there we go. This one actually came from Gina. She sent me a bunch of stuff here. She sent me the Star Wars book that I heard about it when it first came out. It's called From a Certain Point of View, The Empire Strikes Back, and it is just looking at the events that happen in Empire Strikes Back from the other characters' point of view instead of the main characters that we follow in the series. So I thought that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing, because with Disney Star Wars they've had this real big thing about, hey, it didn't actually mean what you thought it meant. Here's what it actually meant. It's just been kind of like a deconstruction. Like, I could go on for 20 minutes about why I think they've completely dropped the ball with Obi-Wan right now, but that's for another video. Tune into Weekly Update. I'll probably do it there. But that is very cool. She also sent me a very well-loved copy of 2001, A Space Odyssey. This is, I'm afraid to open it. I'm afraid I might actually break it. Oh, she gave me a bookmark, too. Oh, I didn't see that. Actually, I don't know if that's from her or not. Anyway, so it's a Harry Potter quote on the back. But yeah, this is a very, very old copy. Seeing if it had like what printing this was. This is great video, isn't it, guys? Great. July 1968. I doubt this is the first edition that she sent me. But anyway, it's very, very well loved. But that's a story I haven't actually read yet. I was going to read that, but I ended up reading Childhood's End, which I loved quite a bit. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, now I'm now curious about what edition that is. She also sent me a really, really awesome Tumblr. It's got some pages from Stephen King's It on it. And, of course, Pennywise on the other side. Just a creepy, creepy thing. This is my second Pennywise Tumblr, and I have plenty of room for more Pennywise stuff because Pennywise is almost my favorite Stephen King villain. But these are so nice, I don't actually want to drink out of them. I just want to put them with my Stephen King stuff. So she sent me those, and she also sent me a card, and I lost it. Where did I put it inside the book, didn't I? I lost it. Anyhow, she sent me a card. An Easter card, actually. It sat in my P.O. box for a while. I apologize about that. And a really nice handwritten letter. Look how nice her handwriting is. Wow. I do love me some handwritten letters, guys. It's so much more personal than a text message or an email or a DM, anything like that. I just think that's just so nice. And that really just shows that someone actually gives a damn, that they'll actually take time out of their life to write by hand, something that a lot of us don't do anymore. By the way, you ever try to actually write a letter? And has your handwriting gotten as bad as mine has over the years of just basically typing everything? Yeah, weird how that works. But thank you so much, Gina. That's a very, very kind gift that you sent to me. I do appreciate it. This one actually I picked up today. And these had actually been, it's the first time I've been in my P.O. box in like 2 weeks, guys. It happens sometimes. You get busy. And also, when gas is like $5 a gallon, you're like, I'm going to condense that all into one trip if I can. This is from Eric, and he sent me 5 Gray Man books. Gray Man by Mark Greaney. I got one from Michael Kramer last month, one of my patrons, and I guess that this said, hey, I've got a place to send my Gray Man books as well. So 5 of them. I don't know anything about the Gray Man series. I believe that there is a Netflix series coming out, or one of those streaming services. And yeah, sure, I'll probably check that out. But as far as the books, I'm not really big into the cop dramas, army thrillers, whatever you want to call them, anything like that. But I'm not opposed to them. I mean, I think back to when I first discovered Michael Crichton. I was like, I'm not really into that kind of stuff, and ended up becoming my second favorite author of all time. So with these things, it's always a never say never. I don't know when I will get to them, but I think that's really, really awesome that people think that I will like him and Jack Carr enough that they keep sending me these books. And I don't really mean to bunch Mark Greaney and Jack Carr together. It's just there's people in the Discord that they love these 2 series, and they talk about those 2 authors back to back. So I get confused which series is Jack Carr? Which series is Mark Greaney? Is Jack Carr the series or the author's name? See, I don't even know. I'm way out of my element on this one. But Eric, that is very, very awesome of you. Thanks so much. And lastly, guys, before I go here, my pen pal, Judy, again, sent me a nice letter. And she sent me another gift card to Barnes & Noble, which I'm going to use to buy the next Vinland Saga omnibus. Because, guys, I've started reading Vinland Saga, and I've only had the first 5, and I feel like, oh crap, I'm going to run through these really quick because they're reading really, really quick. But she is actually reading something that I haven't heard of, and I'm going to look up now. So that was that. So Judy, you continue to be amazing. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Guys, I appreciate all this stuff. It is really, really awesome of you. Yeah, a much smaller month this month, but that's fine. As you saw when I began the video, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what to do with these. I think I want to put on my mass markets like out there in a different room maybe. I think that might be the way to go. Or maybe I'll do like I did with some of those shelves back there where I stack them. I put the styrofoam block and I stack them. I don't know. Who knows, guys? I'll figure something out, because I've always said I'm not really the unhaul type, but I might not have an option here soon. So guys, you get anything new for May of 2022? Why don't you go ahead and drop in the comments below. Let me know what you got, and I will talk to you there.